About a week ago, J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, signed one of the dumbest bills that he possibly could. Okay, it's kind of an extension on an old bill that he signed about a year ago. Illinois becomes the first state to eliminate cash bail. Okay. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker signed a bill Monday. This is way back in February of 2021. Okay, just keep in mind on that one before we go back to what just recently got signed and what we can expect moving forward. Signed a bill on Monday that makes Illinois the first state in the country to abolish cash bail payments for jail release for people who have been arrested and are waiting for their case to be heard. Great, wonderful, fantastic. Who is actually calling for that nonsense? Practice has long been controversial with criminal justice reform advocates. Oh, simps for criminals. Let's just call them what they are. Who call cash bail a poor people's tax. No, it's a criminal tax. Don't be a criminal and then you won't anyways. That has had a disproportionately negative impact on people of color. Oh my god. Again, you just throw up the race card and just think that that's somehow a defense. What are you, fucking Disney? It leaves those who can't come up with the money for jail in weeks or longer or even accepted plea deals as a way of getting out. Now just go ahead and do that for people who have actually been, you know, held in jail since January 6th. 2021. If we could just go ahead and apply all of that fairly and honestly, then we might be able to have a conversation. But nah, don't worry about it. I won't hold my breath on that one. I don't need to be like George Floyd. The Illinois Pretrial Fairness Act, as it is called. Oh my god, it's got such a wonderful name. How could you not want to pass that? It's all about fairness, right? Is part of Illinois House Bill 3653, a sweeping package of criminal justice measures. Some of the provisions include requiring police officers to be licensed in the state and to wear body cams by 2025. Okay, yeah, that all sounds fine, but the fact that there's unlicensed police officers, that's a little bit fucking odd. Shouldn't they all be put through the ringer in order to become full-fledged police officers? Okay, it sounds like that could have been fine. You could have done all of that stuff without passing the abolition of cash bail. Anyways, making it easier to decertify police officers who commit misconduct. But again, you guys all run unions, especially for your first responders that are out there, so the fuck are you even worried about? Because you have to pierce the veil that is the union in order to get to those dirty and corrupt cops. So again, why don't we work on getting rid of unions? Oh, that would be a little bit too tough because Illinois, big union state. Expanding training opportunities for officers. No, that should be mandatory, and don't be lowering that shit for just because we need to have more women on the police force. Again, if I find myself in a situation, just for reference point, okay, if it's been a minute since you guys have heard this diatribe, okay, 6.5 feet tall, 2 and change, okay, if I had a fucking screw loose, there's nobody stopping me from putting anybody I want through a fucking wall, okay? So if I am to be arrested, if I am to be accosted by a police officers for my theoretically detrimental conduct in public, I need a motherfucker that's about my size to be able to arrest me in uniform or out of uniform. That's my standard for police officers. You guys may disagree. You might think that, no, it's fine. You know, I know a good female police officers. Just go ahead and, you know, select the outliers on the situation to justify these poor fucking decisions. Meanwhile, we all know a police officer. We've all seen a police officer, a little Karen that pops out. That's about yay high, okay, and then about yay wide, okay, and it's like, ooh, yeah, you probably write yourself a mean ticket there, Susan. So yeah, if we could actually make, like, legitimate, good for everybody policy changes, I might be on board with you on that one, but so far, it's just a lot of fluff right here at the expense of the cash bail system, especially in Illinois of all places. And we got some numbers to back this stuff up because I do like some numbers. The bill was sponsored by the Caucus of Black Illinois Lawmakers. Shouldn't you be kind of concerned about that stuff? Because the most affected group in Illinois centers specifically on the south side of Chicago. And what are the demographics of that area? Yeah, that's a little bit uncomfortable now, isn't it? Who were galvanized. Say Illinois State Representative Justin Slaughter. You can't spell laughter without, or you can't spell slaughter without laughter. Fucked up my own joke. By the death of George Floyd. That happened in Minneapolis. This is Illinois, and that happened at the time because this was February when this was written. Yeah, so you're talking like over a half a year ago. But again, was that on the George Floyd ceremonial celebration tour? Remember, the motherfucker was buried in a gold cocksucking casket, had 4 big stadium-filled funerals. This was a guy who held a knife to a knife or a gun to a woman's stomach while his boys decided to ransack the place. Great fucking guy right there that you're lionizing and you're galvanizing the pro-racial justice crowd around. Unfucking believable. Kind of waiting with bated breath on the Candace Owens documentary, because she's been pimping that for a while. She did one about everything that went on around the whole George Floyd scenario, all the way up to and including the trial of Derek Chauvin, which I watched, so you guys didn't have to, and yep, funny stuff about that. Anyways, at the signing of the bill, Slafter said it signaled action that went from protest to progress, and Pritzker said, what's the fat accent? Oh, this legislation marks a substantial step towards dismantling the systemic racism that plagues our communities. Systemic racism? Can we just go ahead and... I don't care what this fat bastard has to say. We'll get back to him. We got a great resource right here. Okay, Neighborhood Scout. They break down fucking everything, state by state, city by city. It's a wonderful resource, and I can't recommend them highly enough. A bunch of links to the bunch of in the description, of course, of the different resources that we're going to be using. But just for Illinois demographic breakdown, good. Everything is properly centered on that one. Okay, Illinois population of 12.8 million people. All of these numbers, okay, like it says, source and methodology, everything is accurate up until 2020 at least, okay? And then when we get into the crime stuff, it's the FBI crime statistics. So this is legitimate numbers. They aren't pulling them out of their ass. And one thing that immediately popped off the page, at least to me, is how old of a state Illinois is. Like, you take a look, more than half of the people that are down there, okay, 15.7% are over the age of 65. As opposed to the 5 to 17-year-olds, 16.5%. That's not good. And the 55 to 64, so your pre-retirement age, 13% of your population. That's just slightly less than your 25 to 34. Your active, your up-and-coming generation. The people that are supposed to be taking those positions from the 55 to 64s. You know, the guys that are just coming out of college, supposed to be replacing the positions of the people who are retiring, okay? And then you're 35 to 54, which is, again, that's an old demographic for it to be your largest percentage of the population. Nobody's fucking in Illinois, and if they are, they're getting put right back into the system. Anyways, when it comes to economics, okay, they're actually doing pretty good. 12% of people live under the poverty level, which is pretty significant, but I would wonder what those numbers look like if you take Chicago out of the mix. And we'll be taking a look at Chicago numbers specifically because, let's be honest, if you know anything about the population distribution of the state of Illinois, it's like Champaign, Springfield, state capital, and then Chicago. That's it. The rest of it is just big fucking open spaces. But this is another number that completely jumped off the page for me. Look at the biggest industry, okay? Employment industries in Illinois. 13.9% of people are in healthcare or healthcare adjacent fields. You ever wonder why the government never actually wants you to get totally healthy? Okay, why they continue to push and take all the money from big pharma? Yeah, no, it's a fucking multi-billion-dollar, probably trillion-dollar industry at this point, so that's why they never want you to get healthy. But again, all of this systemic racism and anti-racism, man, it's actually a better demographic breakdown if you're concerned about diversity than you're going to find anywhere else. So I don't really know if that's the case, because we're just going to go ahead and jump on over, take a look specifically at the demographics of Chicago. I had it on crime already because I was just go ahead and doing my research on this one, but taking a look at the demographic data. Okay, so 12.7 million people live in Chicago. This is Chicago proper, okay, so where everything is going down. And then you take a look at the age demographics, and things are looking a little bit better, a little bit younger of a city. That's a little bit more appropriate, but basically everybody in the city, at least they got their high school education. 41% of people are college graduates, okay? But the median home or household income, and the fact that almost, well, actually better than 5% of people are below the poverty level, somebody better call up that systemically racist mayor, Lori Lightfoot, and get her to do something about that, because per capita income, okay, $39,000, and the median household income of $62,000, just about $3,000 less per household in Chicago. Gee, I wonder what your average household in Chicago looks like. I bet it's probably a single mother household, somebody who's probably in Section 8 and has a bunch of kids running around. Hey, man. But whatever. And again, yeah, that's another big thing that I hear again. Okay, a lot of people that live in Chicago work for one of the big healthcare providers, and it reflects in the numbers as well. 14% of people work in the healthcare industry. Education at 9.6%. I seen another number that's out there about, well, what was it, 11 or 14% of people are a part of unions. I think it's in some of the data that we're going to look in here again as well. Yeah, man, a lot of superfluous industries. But because we're talking about cash bail systems and the fact that they're getting abolished, and what's that going to mean for, well, the biggest city in Illinois, and it's all about abolishing systemic racism. Okay, why do you have a plurality amongst the races? Like, a third of people in Chicago are white, and then the rest of it's just any mix that's out there. So again, 2 out of 3 times that somebody commits a crime, if you're just to go straight on numbers, man, numbers that were used for justification for getting rid of the cash bail system, okay, I don't necessarily know if that's the best choice for Illinois. Actually, I do, and it's not, because, okay, if you take a look at the crime index and the amount of violent property and overall crimes that are committed within the confines, the friendly confines of Chicago, it's not exactly the nicest place on earth. 10, okay, it scored a 10 on the crime index. If you can't read the little fine print that's there, 100 is the safest. Not doing all that good, and these are all numbers, okay? These are FBI crime statistics for 2020, okay? So used for justification for these 2 atrocious bills, because the FBI hasn't released the crime statistics for the complete year of 2021. I don't know what the fuck they're waiting for at this point, but this is what they're using, okay? Which is actually good, because, again, we're just looking at the justification for these stupid fucking bills, okay? So you take a look at Chicago, violent crime comparison, okay? The national median is 4 per 1,000 instances. That's what that means, okay? So 4.1 or 4.18%. So again, it's in on or around the national average when you take a look at Illinois as a state. Or you can nearly triple that at 9.69, okay? In Chicago, 1 in 103 people will become a victim of violent crime. Property crime, again, it's astronomically high, even in comparison to just Illinois itself, which, again, just en masse, taking a look at the greater Illinois area. I'm taking Chicago out of the mix on this one, okay? 15.32 people out of 1,000, okay? That is just about 4 points below the national median average. Or you got 6 points above at 25.49. You have a 1 in 39% chance that you will become a victim. Oh, yeah, 1 in 39, no, not percent, but 1 in 39 people will become victims of property crime. How wonderful. Don't worry about your life this time. Holy! You don't have to be a bar graph expert to know that the Chicago number is significantly higher than the Illinois number. Crimes per square mile. Like, okay, the y-axis on this motherfucker only goes up to 200. Chicago number, you can see that. You might be able to make it out, depending on what device you're watching this on. 418. That's right. I didn't stutter on that one. 418 crimes per square mile in the great city of Chicago. I just about said great shitty, but I think that that's pretty accurate, okay? So again, that was justification for getting rid of cash bail for some offenses. Now, okay, Illinois Democrat bail abolishment to free suspects charged with murder, kidnapping, burglary. Gates are open, baby. I don't understand how you come to the conclusion. I don't know how you're the governor. A bill like that comes to your desk and we're getting rid of cash bail. Like, why are you doing that? Because of racism. And it's like, well, what are the crime rates looking like? Do this or you're racist. I don't get how you come to this conclusion. A new law abolishing bail across the state of Illinois, passed by Democrats and signed by Governor J.P. Fatass, will free from jail thousands of suspects. Oh yes, these are people already in jail, by the way. Suspects accused of second-degree murder, kidnapping, burglary, robbery, and other violent crimes. Beginning January 1st, 2023, Illinois will become the first state in the nation to have eliminated cash bail in totality. That one from beforehand was just for lesser offenses, not violent crimes or anything like that. And it's like, oh, okay, that's all fine, right? That's all fine and dandy. You don't need to hold people back for that. It's just poor people tax. It was just an ounce of marijuana. Don't mind the, the gun running operation I was doing out of the back of my fucking Crown Victoria. Don't mind any of that. In Winnebago County, Illinois, alone, the district attorney estimates that up to 400 charged criminals will be freed from jail despite them being accused of violent crimes. Likewise, in Will County, Illinois, up to 640 charged criminals will be freed from jail, including 60 accused of murder. Yay! And here's the list of violent crimes that fall under this. Don't worry, first-degree murder, those guys, they get kept in jail. Second degree murder, though, just make sure you come back and just appear for your court appearance. Where are you going? Hey, come back. I see you crossing into Missouri. Hey, you get back here right now. A drug-induced homicide. Oh, so if somebody's all fucked up, don't worry about it. We'll get you next time. Kidnapping, robbery, burglary, aggravated battery, nearly all drug offenses, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing, arson, intimidation, threatening a public official. Well, if it's a public official within the confines of Illinois, I'd probably be fine with that. Anyways, anyone sitting in jail right now with all these pending charges, they're going to be let out. Johnson County, Illinois Sheriff Peter Sapozik told WTVO. The gates are open and they're going to be let out onto the streets. I don't know if that's like a proclamation or just a warning to everybody that's out there, because the way that that reads, it could really go either way. The new law even allows suspects accused of domestic violence to be released from jail after just 24 to 48 hours. But the amount of false claims on that one, I'm actually... Yeah, that doesn't resonate with me. Okay. If prosecutors cannot prove that the suspect is a direct threat to one or more people, they will be released from jail without bail. Yay! It will destroy the state of Illinois. Oh, boo, this guy's a racist. Will County District Attorney Jim Glasgow, a Democrat. Wait a minute, is there a mutiny on our hands? Yay. Winnebago County District Attorney Jay Hanley said under the new law, he will be forced to free domestic abusers who ultimately murdered their wives. Well, it's cheaper than divorce. Imagine the defendant who murdered his wife. Imagine, because that happens all the time. Anyways, to whom he no longer poses a threat, him being released because of this ridiculously limited legal standard. Again, they always just go to the most inflammatory situation. But again, whenever a woman, a crying woman, walks into a courtroom, bailiff, judge, and prosecutor, their IQs immediately drop 50%. And if she's somewhat attractive, even further than that, take 75 points off of there. And it's just, woman crying, man, bad. Similar laws, though not fully abolishing cash bail, have been implemented in states like New York and have coincided with a surge in violent crime. Yeah, like I said before, there's definitely a correlation, and there's just immediate case studies you can do out there right now to just see if this policy is going to work out. And guess what? Survey says fucking dud. Suspects freed by New York's no bail law, rearrested at rapid rates. What? You're telling me you're sending career criminals back on the street after being caught, and they're like, nah, don't you do anything like that again? And they're like, ah, fuck you, pig. And they're like, ah, yeah, little scallywag, you get back out there and I'll see you in a couple of days. Criminal suspects freed from jail by New York's no bail law are being rearrested at skyrocketing rates, often for more serious crimes. Oh, of course not, because again, it's like the old first high is never going to get you. Or rather, the first high is the most extreme in that you're always chasing that initial feeling. So you just can't go back. And you know what? One line won't get you high. So now you're on to 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If you just immediately start knocking people out on the streets, now you're just going to have to eventually move up to stabbing people and eventually shooting people. That's the way this escalation shit goes. Violent people are fucking violent. Imagine that. The data published in the New York Post shows that about 1 in 5 suspects arrested for burglary and theft went on to be arrested for felonies within just 60 days after being released from jail by the no bail law. Oh, what? No, this is just supposed to be for non-violent offenders. This is just supposed to help people who just had a little bit of pot on them. Whatever. The law, first imposed in 2020, frees from jail suspects accused of a whole host of violent crimes, including second-degree manslaughter, aggravated vehicular assault, third-degree assault, possessing an obscene sexual performance by... What? They're letting pedos back on the street? Oh my god. Criminally negligent homicide and aggravated vehicular homicide. Well, across the board, the no bail law saw suspects repeatedly being arrested for crimes after their release from jail at far higher rates than in 2017. The law was not yet in place. 10 suspects, for instance, have been arrested nearly 500 times. How do you find the time to even do that? Like, that's a fucking lot. You're a terrible repeat felon. That's a resume stuffer if I've ever seen one. That's just, wow. In the last couple of years, and most remain released from jail without bail. That's what we need to do, because we need to go ahead and stop systemic racism by putting those poor affected communities at greater risk by releasing the worst types of people back into those communities. Makes total sense to me. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.